We may tend to overlook the impact that it has on the environment, but if not properly disposed of, waste can literally pile up and within days threaten public health and become a hazard to flora and fauna within its proximity. Our individual action and the way we oftentimes indiscriminately dispose of garbage has far-reaching implications. One of the byproducts of waste includes methane, a potent greenhouse gas, and then to transport the waste to the landfill, fuel is burned. Oftentimes, packaging materials are made from wood, which is linked to deforestation. But how much do we actually discard?
Belize City in itself generates about 6 to 9 tons of waste per day. San Ignacio is relatively about 30 tons. San Pedro will give you about 25. Barrel Boom will give you an average of 10. And Kikaka will give you an average about, I would say, maybe 6 to 7 tons daily. Dump sites are very detrimental to the environment.
The Belize Solid Waste Management Authority has been working with the Department of Environment to establish a network of transfer stations across the country and a regional sanitary landfill for the proper management of solid waste.
Project 2, we have transfer stations across the country that has been already constructed. Those transfer stations are located in Corozal, Orange Walk, Belmopan, Dangriga, Placencia, and Punta Gorda. Those transfer stations are designed differently from our transfer stations in Project 1. So these transfer stations have 2 floors. The first floor, we're going to be able to recover the recyclable fraction of the solid waste. And the second floor, we're going to direct dump residual waste into transfer trailers that will then come here to the regional sanitary landfill.
Sanitation is the most expensive venture for any village, town, or city to manage. While from an urban perspective, municipal bodies are tasked with the hefty price tag for garbage collection, in rural areas, residents are engaged in illegal dumping. The garbage ends up in drains and leads to flooding and polluting waterways. It happens even in protected areas.
Not using any plastics at all, for example, in a protected area. If myself and my family go to Pine Ridge, for example, to a picnic and you go to the pools, then why take plastics or take something that can be reused instead of something that can be thrown away? Because what we find out through the forest department who manages the MPR is that you go down there, they have used the pools, they have done a barbecue, and you go down there and there's plastics and other things. So we have to get rid of that. That is to show us that the plastics is not only the only issue, but the actual garbage. Because I can get a biodegradable product, I still throw it out through the window. Right? So that doesn't solve the garbage problem.
And so to do your part and indirectly become a steward of the environment, an education campaign is being launched on separating waste at home in an effort to improve the disposal process. The hope is to build the resiliency of communities and the environment.
It's not going to be overnight. It's going to be something where people are going to be transitioning into a new way, behavioral change when it comes to solid waste. What we need to look at, though, is waste diversion and the proper collection of the recovered recyclable materials. We dispose a lot of garbage, but we could be able to recover some of those materials and divert that waste from coming to the regional sanitary landfill. So those are the things that we want to be able to introduce. And of course, we know people are receptive to the change that needs to happen in solid waste.
The government of Belize is also looking at the repurposing of waste. It supports the adage of one man's trash is another man's treasure, but goes beyond recycling. The Ministry of Energy is exploring the possibility of taking organic waste and transforming it into energy.
What we're looking at is a pre-feasibility study with the objective of funding 2 projects of turning organic waste into energy. We are looking at various aspects such as waste from agricultural, from wood processing, agro-processing, and even from sargassum themselves. The main output of it is not just energy itself, but the actual waste management. One, it reduces the need to transport these wastes from one location to the next, being that they can be treated at the source site. And 2, it also provides energy for whatever location that they're currently at.
This story is published with the support of the Caribbean Climate Justice Journalism Fellowship, which is a joint venture between Climate Tracker and Open Society Foundations.